Hello everyone. This is a sort of day two update slash resignation from Asylum Jam. So, if you'd watched my last video, you know what my game is. It's a sort of horror themed city builder. Um, what you do is you can pick guys up, stick them in places like the berries to get food, the grove to get materials, the trader to get gold. Generate resources. So here I've got some materials. I can click this rundown house, and then I now have two extra civilians to help grow the town. So as I always do with game jams, I get super excited about how fast progress is on the first day. The first day is always fast. I'm going to use fast in sort of quotation marks here because this time it actually took me about 16 hours, I guess, to get to a point where I was very sort of secure in my knowledge that I could probably finish this game on time and have room to polish it. What actually happened is day two was still just coding, pure coding. I had to build too many features. I still don't have many of the features in, and I didn't take enough time to design the game itself. So, like, one thing you'll find if you're ever into indie game dev is you think simulations and city builders are really easy to make, and they are quite surprisingly easy to make. Like each of these is independent object. It's got a timer running inside, and then what it does is it will every tick of the timer, it looks at how many workers are inside, it looks at their productivity, and then it pops up the resources. And then here on the top, you can see my resources. So yeah, they're quite easy to build. The problem is to design them and make them fun, and this is why I'm pretty much not going to submit my Asylum Jam game. Um, yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun at all at the moment. I think a lot of it is down to the design and content of the design of the content. I think the concept itself is pretty solid. It's just, I haven't had time to really design it properly. I mean, it's not. I even I've got a big spreadsheet out, and I was sort of determining, okay, how do I make this game a challenge for this game, right? Like, so if at, let's say, okay, so you'll see an event coming up now, awarding gold in 2 hours. So at 6 o'clock, I can give gold to people. Gold increases their productivity. So I can click the Beale family, give Hank Beale some gold. I can click the Evans family, give Gertrude Evans gold. And that will increase their productivity when they're in one of these sort of production buildings. So I got a spreadsheet, and I was like, okay, how much food does everyone need to survive? How much do you have to generate per citizen? And then how many people do you need generating that food to sort of sustain yourself? And the problem is, um, yeah, I just don't, at the moment, I just don't have a big enough, what do you call it? Yeah, there's just not any challenge at the moment. Like, there aren't enough consequences, I think, of like failing, for example. So the point of the game is that these priests come out and then they ban things. So at the moment, the priests have banned mining from here, and they've banned the bakery just now. So let's say I had 10 sort of workers. I need to be able to create 1,000 food a day. As you can see here, I need to distribute food. I need to give 1,000 food a day to keep everyone full of food. So if the bakery is banned and the berries can only produce, let's say, 400 food per day, if they're always starved, then people will start starving. And in theory, and on my spreadsheet, this works, but in reality, I think based on the generation of these these decrees and these bans. The generation of them is not intelligent at all. It's just a dice roll. The system can't pressure you where it feels you need to be pressured intelligently. It just literally picks them randomly. So you could have a game where it's just always banning food, and that would actually be very tough. That would be impossible to play, and it wouldn't be much fun. But you could also get a game where it just bans gold, and then all gold is used for is supplying the bakery and keeping your people super productive. So yeah, I think that the game just needs a lot of good, proper economy balancing time, and I just don't have the time to do that. As you can see, let's say, okay, the bakery's banned, so I'll show you like the banning logic which I built. So Gertrude Evans is walking to the bakery. Oh, it didn't actually work. It was supposed to work. So basically, the bakery is supposed to be banned, and when she walks past someone, it should cause an event. For some reason, it's not. That's another reason why you don't want to be building your game in the day 2, because, yeah, bugs. Bugs are very annoying. Let's see if it works with the Grove. So yeah, so basically it needs more time to design the economy. Another thing is it's sort of like, it's a little bit of a stealth game in a way. Like the goal of the game, aha, here we go. So here's an Inquisition. She's been found guilty. She was going to go back home. She was forced back home. So let's say I wanted to move her from the Grove to the Berries. She would meet that guy and then be sent back home. And then up here you can see the chapel. It's got this this ring. Let's say I move this guy down here. Okay, so he's found guilty, and then this ring increases, and the ring is representative of the rage that the god feels towards your people. And every time this goes up, it should create like a debuff or a curse, or just a very negative effect for your village. For example, we could curse the berries so that they do half production, or you could curse curse Hank Beale, so he is sick and he walks at half the speed, something like that. I haven't built curses yet. That's a new feature that I need to build. Well, it's not new; it's core to the game, but it's something I haven't built yet. So yeah, like this became much bigger than I thought it would be. Which is funny because the scope initially was quite large, and that day 1 buzz you get, especially in Game Maker when everything is so fast at the start. I get very carried away with how much progress I get on day 1. I get pretty much like 75% of the game done in day 1 for this project. But that last 25% of coding and features was the most difficult, and every feature you add on top of one another makes everything else more prone to bugs because there are more systems interacting, and especially in a game jam when you don't really have much time to write super good clean code. And there we go, a code error. So here we go. Yeah, just as I was saying, you don't have time to write good clean code. A bug came up and crashed the game. So yeah, it's a perfect example of why I'm not going to submit the game. I've got 40 minutes left for the deadline. I have no sound. All the art is completely temporary, as you can see. And the game isn't fun, and it crashes. So I'll concede defeat. I'm still very happy with how much I did. Like I built a sort of idle game prototype before, which I was quite happy with. But now it's actually nice to have something that's more real time. I've learned a lot about pathing and the design of sort of like real-time stealth sort of design in a way. What I was intending to do with the game is that when these guys will come out and then start inquisiting around town, let's say they were guarding the bakery, right? So they're guarding the bakery. These guys will come out and they'll walk along these paths, and there's a few paths they can take. And I wanted to make sure that there was always a window between those paths where they weren't intersecting, and you could perhaps sneak a worker into the bakery. So the game had a sort of prohibition vibe where you know you're banned from doing this stuff, but if you don't get caught, it's okay. And a lot of the game was about sort of keeping eye on the movement paths and making sure that you can get a guy in and out before he gets caught if you desperately need those resources. So I learned a lot about the design of these paths and how important the speed is, and sort of readability. Like, these paths are not very readable at the moment, and they are after you've played a few games, because there's only 3 places they can go, and they all start from slightly different start points. Um, but yeah, like, they're not very readable right now. I don't know where this guy's going to go. Do I have room or time to get this guy from the Grove to the Woodworks to the bakery, which is sort of a secondary route to the bakery, or am I screwed? So yeah, I've learned a lot. It's been really fun. I actually killed myself doing this, so that's another reason why I don't want to keep working on it right now, because yeah, I'm very tired. I'm mentally exhausted. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video at least. I'll probably stick this terrible prototype up somewhere, probably not on the Asylum Jam site, because I don't want to force people to play this shit. But yeah, like, it's been fun, and I wish all the other entrants the best of luck. There looks like some really cool games up there, some gorgeous art. Like, I think next game jam I do, this is my lesson learnt. Next game jam, instead of being excited after 12 hours of coding on day 1, I'm going to make sure I finished all the mechanics in 6 hours. So I always say when I start a new game jam, this is the time for polish, 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 polish. And then I work for 1 day, and then I try to polish the second day. But that's not enough time. I'm really bad at polish. I take ages to do art. I've been sort of trying to learn a little bit of pixel art, but not very chunky pixel art like the typical indie game stuff, but just drawing dudes out of pixels. Yeah, so I've been trying to do that, but I'm very slow. And then I'd like extra time for more sound design, more actual game design into the content. So I think next game jam I do, which is probably Ludum Dare in December, I'm going to finish the game in 6 hours. And then all the rest of the time, all 42 remaining hours, minus sleep, will be polishing. So yeah, that's going to be my plan, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.